So this was a wonderful question from a student. They were looking at the 2013 exam, long response, and they said, okay, so that was a while loop. What situation will we use a for loop? And so we kind of came up with this one. Write a program that takes an integer input. The program should then go on to take that many inputs and find the sum of the values. So this is a roughly worded question. But what it's essentially saying is that I want you to input a number, say 7, and then the program should go on to take 7 integer inputs and find their sum. So because with this type of situation, we know in advance how many times the loop must run, a for loop is ideal. So let's first set up our scanner. Remember, this is called a scanner object. We are creating a scanner object to use. We're going to declare an integer called n. We'll set it to 0. We'll create an integer called input. We'll set it to 0. And we'll create an integer called sum to keep track of our sum. So this stores the number of inputs to take, stores a single input, stores the sum of inputs. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say to the user, input a value, or sorry, let's say input number of values to take. I don't know, something like that. And is equal to s.next int. Okay, so if I run this program, let's just see this. Input number of value takes 10. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that n in setting up my for loop. So remember, a for loop, we think of count, check, change. So for, if I input, say, an n of 10, I need to go through this loop 10 times. So for int I equals 0, I is less than, I could put less than 10 here. But what happens if I put in, instead, n is 1,000 or 10,000? So I just use the variable n there. I is equal to I plus 1. And then I go system.out.print, input number, input is equal to s.next int, sum is equal to sum plus input, and then I go system.out.println, the total is, or let's say the total of your numbers, the total of your n numbers is, oh, it's not total, pardon me, sum. So if we run this now, start up, input the number of values, take 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 plus 2 is 3, 6, 10, 15. If we run this again, 10. Oh, pardon me, I'm in up there, going there, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So again, the question was from the student is, okay, so you've shown me a couple examples of while loops. What about a for loop? What would happen if I wanted to take an input from the user for a set number of inputs, and how would I set that up? And this is it. Let's add one more thing to this, just to kind of a little bit of practice. Let's set this program up so the user has an option to repeat the whole program. So to do that, I'm just going to take the code that I want to repeat, and I'm going to put it inside a do while. So there's my do. Let's highlight all of this. Here's the close, while, and let's make a character called again. I'll set it to whatever. We're going to say while again. Let's change it up. In my other video I said while again is equivalent to y, or again is equivalent to capital Y. Let's do while again is not equal to small n, and again is not equal to capital N. So we go system.out.print again again is equal to s dot next dot char at 0. And remember now, if I'm going to loop and do everything again, I have to reinitialize sum back to 0. So if I run this now, input number values take 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, yes. Oh, what happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, let's get back in here. Let's see what happened here. Oh, look at that. I accidentally put this outside of my loop. So let's come up here. Let's put that there. That's better. I bet some people were watching as I ran this and said, he's made a mistake. So let's run this again. I enter my do while loop. Number of values to take 3, 1, 2, 3. The total of your 3 numbers is 6. Again, yes. Let's take 5 numbers, and we'll just type some random 5 numbers in. Again, no. And we're done. I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, as always, don't hesitate to ask.